Hey guys, alrighty, so we have a pretty tight range here overnight. Over on ES, we actually only have a 14-point range, so very tight. That's about 20% of the 10-day average total daily range. On NQ, we have about a 70-point range, which is also about 20% of that 10-day average. So very, very tight movement overnight. Right now, we really kind of have on ES a bigger range of 69.46 to 69.60 was what I'm watching right now, but really we have a tighter range too of 69.51 to 69.54. Currently we are trying to break down through that 69.51 support area, but we're not quite done or down through that yet. Over on NQ, we could call our range 25.688 to 25.766, so really about a 100-point range there. Same thing, we have a tighter range of 25.707 to 25.738. Same thing, we're trying to break through support right now, but we're not really successfully doing so. When I look at the daily time frame here, we are in a pretty good bounce spot, I would say. When you look at the daily, yesterday we came down, we bounced off on ES, exactly off the 8 EMA support. On NQ, we did break a little bit lower, but then we bounced. So right now, the low of the day, that 25.685, that is the 8 EMA support. So really, we are set up for a nice double bottom here in the daily, where we could bounce and break through high a day and end up somewhere in that 25.800 to 69.70 area. I don't know if we have enough strength and really range to get back to 25.870 and 69.80, but we definitely could. And then watching the VIX too, VIX is it's up right now. It's up about 2%, but it is in a downtrend as of right now. So kind of same thing here as yesterday, and really the last month or two now. The VIX is not supporting, I would say, further downside. If anything, it's just kind of supporting some range and chop here. So we're going to have to obviously look for the good mean reversion, kind of like we played yesterday. It's probably not going to seek big continuation. We might see that big opening 5-minute candle that seeks some continuation, but I would expect most candles 5-minute wise to probably do some sort of mean reversion before pushing in the direction. So as of right now here at open, if we do get below this 25.707 and 69.51, we really have probably a target on ES of 69.46, and over on NQ would be 25.649 to 659 area. So it's kind of the move I'm looking for here at open, but we will see generally what we bring. That would take us through low a day on NQ and back under that 8 EMA support. If we break yesterday's low on NQ, it does open up the potential for further downside. But again, there's not sellers on the daily, and VIX is not pushing up aggressively. So tread lightly with the shorts for now. Alrighty, so we got our open here. Oops, wrong button there. Big bounce right here at open. Right back into range resistance, actually. So we pretty much held the big range on NQ, that 25.688 to 25.694. We bounced directly off of that. And now we're testing the tighter range resistance of 25,735 to 25,738. So again, choppy here. Just got to kind of let this play out. Find a good move that's well supported with plenty of range and movement to capture. And then that's kind of where we attack. I would entertain a long if we close over 69.54 and really 25.738 with buyers and with VIX continuing to break lower. Right now we do have VIX breaking lower. We do not have buyers or sellers. I mean, with this, it's an incredibly small amount of nothing. There's really no strong buyers, strong sellers. I mean, we're at basically nothing on the register right here. So that means this could obviously see quite a bit of volatility. See a little bit more buyers start to come in here. Again, not enough to really jump into a longer or anything like that. And again, we don't like to long into obviously overnight range or into EMA, which is exactly what we have right here. So again, very patient. Probably we'll see a double top rejection on this next 5-minute candle, likely. But we'll just kind of see how this plays out here. There we go. ES is with a nice rejection there, kind of leading this downside now. Again, though, there's not strong sellers, and again, VIX is not really pushing up, so tread lightly with that, but that is interesting to see. Looks like NQ might hold stronger than ES. We'll see if they can pull ES back up here or not. Again, this sets up a potential double top to the double top here in NQ, but we're pushing right towards that resistance, 735 to 737. I might entertain a short here as soon as this candle opens.
Order submitted. Order filled.
All right, I took the short here again. Obviously, you can see my stop loss is above the 5-minute high. ES was rejecting. We are forming a nice wick now here on VIX and VX. This puts us right at the 5-minute 50 EMA resistance. We also are rejecting off the EMAs, and there's really not aggressive buyers to justify continued upside here, so the odds of a mean reversion low is pretty decent. So I'm content with this short here. I think this is a pretty solid play. We'll see if we can get low like we did on NQ here and go all the way back down to the low actually though. So up 20 points there. Again, 25 points is my trigger. This is something new I'm testing out here. We're basically waiting for 25 points to trigger a 5-point trail. So right there I would have had, let's see, I shorted at 19. So I had, I missed my 25-point target by about 1 point there. Okay, so there's my trail. See if we can keep going.
Stop fill.
Okay, so I took 20 points there. I'm very happy with that. That's a great win to start the day. Okay, so now I'm technically at my daily goal, but obviously, you know, the goal here now is, do I want to keep trading to make the next 3 days easier, or do I want to call it good here? I'll wait and see what we got. Good bounce there. Good exit, obviously, too. We're still looking solid to the downside over on ES. NQ's obviously bouncing up a little bit here. VIX continues to fall, so this is where we're seeing that divergence on really between ES and NQ, and also just between the market and itself. Excuse me. Okay, so we're going for downside here. ORB support is 25,690. So a 5-minute close under that really does open up a nice potential of further downside here. We got 30 seconds for it to happen too. And if you look at the 15-minute candle, that's a really big rejection off the upside here. So this opens up again. I was looking for it open 69.45 and 25,649. So let's see if we get a bounce back up here. Likely would be back to 25,707 and maybe 69.50 area. ES breaking its low here. NQ kind of trying to break its low too. Again, it's weird because VX and VIX continue to fall. So there's that 707 I was looking for. Nice touch and rejection right off of that.
Order filled.
All right, I took a short here. We do got PMI data in 3 minutes here. I would obviously like to be out of the trade before then. I do think we will be able to get out. I do think this is going to probably see a sell-off here. Again, I still think 650 to 659 is kind of our target here. NQ quickly broke the low there, then got a little bounce. Let's see if we can get that continuation lower here. Okay, we got 1 minute to close. Again, I like to be out before PMI hits, but if we can't, we can't. It is what it is. ES keeps going down, but NQ again, it's trying to hold stronger. Again, there's just not a ton of buyers or sellers. I mean, we have not broken pre-market level of selling or buying, so one big person can push this either way it wants to go here. And then VX and VIX are just kind of selling down, but obviously price action is kind of ignoring that, which is interesting. All right, here comes PMI in 5 seconds. See if we get a little flash down here we can get out on. Go a little bit more maybe. Nope, we're not gonna get it. Such a critical spot here. This is that big bounce or die. If you look at the 5 minute, if we break below here, really under 680, this probably is going to see a pretty big free fall. ES is breaking that 69.45. There we go. See if we can get a little bit more here. I'd like to get my 20 points to make it worth my effort here. Whoa, what was that? That was weird. I mean, I had my finger on the sell button. I was about 15 points, almost 20 points there, as you can see, but obviously did not sell it, but we're still alive. It was certainly a weird bounce. They're really trying to hold this 689 area. Big rejection back off the upside, though, so... Let's see if we can flush now. I mean, that was a nice touch off of 707, a nice touch of 520 EMA, and also 15-minute 5 EMA. So, wow, ES with a huge pop.
Stop fill.
Okay, they got me stopped out there. That was interesting. That was, I don't know. I got nothing on that one. Well, it looks like we might see some pump side here now. All right, we're going to jump that long.
Fill.
Yeah, ES is straight ripping here now.
Order filled.
Okay, we broke ORB resistance there, so again, this should keep going. I'm going to block an early break even here because I'm in multiple contracts. Okay, so let's see if we can get up to 766 now. Like a 5-point break even.
Stop fill.
Okay, so I got stopped out there, not a big deal. Back in the green at least. ES with a big rejection here now, so I guess mean reversion would say downside.
Order filled.
All right, let's test it. Let's see if they get the mean reversion. Mean reversion would take us down to probably 720 and 651 area. Interesting enough, crypto got a big pump on that candle too. Bitcoin with a really big 15-minute candle to the upside. So really 733-ish is our key level for closure here. $750 is rejection level. Again, kind of stuck here now. See which way they play this out. Buyers are starting to come in though, so I will say this is a good example of don't be greedy. You know, I had my $400 and I traded, and now I'm down a little bit. Not stopped out just yet, but it's probably going to grab me. You know, also on that second entry after my $400, I was up about 500 because I had 15 extra points there, or 600, something like that. And obviously I was looking for just a little bit more. Now, of course, you can never expect the wildest reversal like that, but it is what it is. So unfortunately, that did not work in our favor. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but man. So unfortunately, now I'm down 250 instead of being up almost 500. So definitely one of those days where you got to be careful. Alrighty, so we are apparently pushing now. So this is kind of where we might head for 25,800 and that 69.75 area we were kind of talking about. We are hitting aggressive buying on the 5-minute time frame now, and VX and VIX are just straight dumping. Alright, I'm going to wait this 5-minute candle out here. I want to see where we close, kind of see what this next 15-minute candle does here. I don't hate a long here up to 794 though. Okay, we got about a minute to close here. So we are breaking, obviously, ORB 5-minute and 15-minute. We broke the overnight range, tight range resistance of 738 and 69.54. We're coming into now the last overnight range of 766 and 69.61. So again, potential double top on the 15-minute back down to maybe 69.54 and 734 area, but we are seeing some pretty good buyers come in here. And again, VX and VIX are just straight dumping, so that makes it tough to short. Obviously, the same thing with this previous 5-minute candle. There was a good short opportunity there, but as you can see, it got bought up at the last second. So, you know, makes it a little difficult to trust the short side here now. ES with a much bigger rejection though on its 5-minute candle, closing back under 69.57. No, not a whole lot of buyers over there in ES, that's for sure. Let's see what happens when we touch 766. See if we get maybe get a rejection here. Maybe they will play out the 15-minute double top. looks like they are playing the double top out. I thought they might go a little higher than that, so I didn't take a short. Probably could have taken it. You know, we'd probably be up about 10 points right here. But now again, 69.54 and 7.34. That's our big bounce spot to watch. We're actually seeing some green over there on the VIX now, too.
Order
All right, I'm going to take the short.
Order filled.
A little snoozy on my entry, but I'm taking it. If we can break through 733 and 69, I'd say 52, there's good odds, honestly, that low a day is coming. We got 1 minute to close here. Again, 733 is my big level to watch. Okay, 10 seconds to close here. Again, still sitting on that key support, but nice rejection to the upside here. Let's see if we get some continuation lower. I'm going to tighten my stop loss up just a little bit. Pretty much here, if we push higher, it's probably going to go ripping back to high a day. So I'm okay with a tighter stop loss, but I'm still looking for that flush. It looks good. We're trying to break that support. We broke the previous 5-minute low. Now we're just sitting on kind of that critical, again, EMA support, ORB support. It's kind of got to go or not go. And if it goes, again, I think it's going to be pretty big, pretty fast. Okay, there we go. See if we can get this to continue. Hopefully a decently quick flush so our trigger doesn't get triggered too quickly. VIX, I mean, is finally pushing up here. ES is going for sure now, so see if NQ can follow. Okay, there we go. A little bit more. See if we can, how good we can flush. Now we're trying to bounce. Oh, nice rejection off that bounce, though. Wow, that was a good little rejection there. We need one of those goofy candles, but to the downside that we just got to the upside that blew our stop out. That would be real neato. 720, that looks like the key level here. We broke through 733, which I would have thought would have been a bigger flush than this, but again, VIX is, 14, so our volatility is going to be low. We're only at a 100-point range in the day, so, we can't expect too much on the range. Okay, we got the close. Now see, can we continue lower here without a big bounce? Man, I don't want to be stopped out, but I don't want to lose points either. It's a tough call here. I think we're going to flush for sure, but I don't want this to run all the way back up either. Let's take a risk. We're going to lock a break even and let it run. Let's see if we can get down to 69.46 and 25.688. Okay, now I'll lock my 20 points. Give myself a little bit more cushion. Why are you not going? Oh, whoa! Why are we not triggering my stop? Why are we not triggering my stop?
Order filled.
Okay, well, I got out though, but that was, I didn't like that. Did not like that at all. Okay, I'm up 500 now. I am out. I'm not touching this. I am gone. This shouldn't have even touched it. That was my bad. But wait, good recovery. All right, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.